Thank you for tuning in on a sidebar of 7th Annual Beryl Elites Conference. And today I'm joined by Joy Wang, who is Vice President of Business Development and Corporate Strategy and at Dendreon. Did I say it right? Dendreon.
Sorry, Dendreon.
Dendreon. That's the way. Hi, Joy.
I will.
So, in few words, what is Dendreon and what is it doing?
So Dendreon is one of the commercial stage cell therapy company. They are the one of the first actually approved by the FDA in 2010. So far, the company have been producing the autologous cell therapy FDA approved for more than a decade, and the product being treated for over 45,000 patients.
Medical field.
Medical field, yes. I think for us in the Dendron is in very unique position actually in the history of cell therapy. As I said, they are the first one actually commercialize the first cell therapy in the U.S. And also they are the first one building the first commercial large-scale manufacturing network in the U.S. And so actually the past experience told us what is really important for bringing the scientific concept from the lab to the really commercial and scalable products. And so that's really requires a lot of resources, including manufacturer, logistic, the quality system, patient operations, so on and so forth, because each patient is a very unique batch. And without that system, the quality could easily fall apart. So with that, I think for if you look at the role of Dendron in the next generation, we look at ourselves more as an enabler for the newer generation innovator. Because with what we have, we can leverage that solid foundation we built to provide a more commercial perspective to the innovators and help them to accelerate and to be more efficient and also safety. And I think that's what we're doing, and that's we offering to this community society to close the loop between discovery and the delivery.
For a layman like myself, could you, because cell therapy is a kind of broad term, what does it really mean?
So basically, the fundamental part is we're using cell to treat diseases. The cell could be from yourself for the patients, or it could be from the generic cell off the shelf, for example, stem cells or MSs, which
From
means
somebody else.
somebody else, exactly. And so we treat the cell in a very specific innovation technology to give or enable the cell specific function. And when they being infused or given back to the patients, they'll be treated as a therapeutic medicine. So for that, actually, for the clinical, I think our current era from yesterday's panel, you probably heard that the cell therapy right now move beyond the safety efficacy to more accessibility and scalability.
What are we looking to treat with cell therapy?
So
What kind of range of ailments, diseases?
So pretty much, if you look at a human being, ourselves, the disease come along from different, very complex components. Either it's aging or our own system become dysfunctional. So that's why actually for the cell therapy, what the beauty of this new therapy era is, it's not really a single mechanism behind it. For example, for myself, I used to work with a big pharma, range from small molecule and then biologics, now advanced therapy. So each of the area targeting a specific area or perspective of treatment. However, for the cell therapy, the work is more system for the immune system. You look at the body, how can recruit the capability and function of the body to work together to fight the disease. And so that's why for the cell therapy, we're looking not only just for the cancer, but also for neurodegenerative diseases and also for immunoreaction kind of diseases, because they could actually treat from all the roots of cause instead of just the symptoms.
Being a pioneer in cell therapy, Dendreon, how do you see the company's role evolving in shaping the next generation of cell and gene therapy innovations?
So I would say in the past decade, Dendron been going through a lot of ups and downs and long history. The company it really experienced from early entrepreneurship up to this point become more fully integrated and full commercial capability, and also we have our own sales force in the field. So with that, we perceive our role more, as I said, a more innovate the enabler for the new generation of innovations. But in the meantime, we look at actually the new opportunity relies on integration. The integration, which means we bring more technologies, either as manufacturing or digital tools, or even for the clinical insights together. Only when those technology coming together can we enable this new solution as a standard care instead of just a scientific concept.
This is kind of tricky part, like, isn't it Dendreon playing like a god figure, because that's the favorite game of people, playing the
But
god.
there's no God in this field. So definitely this area requires a lot of collaborations. That's why we're really proud of being part of the industry resources partner program for CERM. So CERM yesterday in the panel, you heard them talking about is the California Institute for Regenerative Medicine. We try to leverage the solid foundation we built through the decade to actually serve as the basic to enable the growth of the community. And so for that, we're looking at potentially in the future, we have to bring in all the key stakeholders in the community, including the industry, academia, the government, and also even for the investors. So only when that happens can we really make the transformation happen efficiently.
Which collaborations or initiatives do you find most meaningful right now in advancing the field?
Right. So I think the partnership and the collaboration as the keywords, and you've been hearing that being used a lot in yesterday and today's panel. I would say from Dendron perspective, we're really proud of a part of the RP, the CERMS program, and then where we leveraging that the expertise and they provide the commercial inputs for the newer generation of cell therapy companies. And in the meantime, we try to help them to grow more efficiently. But on the other side, beyond that, we also see uh, really positive energy and also the enthusiasm internationally. So, for example, in my recent roadshow in China, we really see there's a tremendous efforts and heat and also enthusiasm for automation and also for the digital transformation and AI integration. I think that's cross-border exchange idea and our science is really, really vital in this community because that reminds us science is global. And we should not limit any boundaries for the science by geographic level. And I think that's an initiative and also for the role we can play more in the future in this area.
With that, when looking ahead, where do you see the greatest opportunities for the cell and gene therapy uh, community, we should say, over the next, let's say, few 5, 10 years?
So I would say right now this community is at a really pivotal point for transformation. And the science works, already proven that. And the really next challenge is how we can make it scalable and accessible to everyone. So with that, I think for what we're looking at is a joint efforts. As I mentioned, we requires everyone, the key stakeholders in the field to hold hand in hand and make it really the integration happens and make the ecosystem work for the community. So I think the best opportunity is for the two keywords, whether one is integration, the other one is collaboration. And when that happens, I think we can make a huge impact for human being in the long term.
So this is where the investors come in, right?
That's right, exactly. Hopefully that gonna happen
All
very
right.
soon.
And what does it mean for like man in the street like myself? When I'll be able, for example, to get to this cell gene therapy?
So that's what we're working on. And that's exactly is one of the key topic of this panel. And also for this event, we're talking about AI, the tools, everything for automation. The ultimate goal is actually we can make this therapeutic solution to be accessible by everyone, all the patients, and either we're still young or either we're old. And I think this is the beauty of the therapy that could be working as a whole immune system for our own purpose, not only just for the disease, but also for the health being in the future.
So I understand that you're just laying the pathway and creating the infrastructure so that would be available for just about anyone.
Yeah, so that's what we're trying to, and making all the efforts, hopefully that can come true very soon.
Fantastic. Joy Wang, Vice President of Business Development and Corporate Strategy with Dendreon. Thank you so much, Joy.